Let's talk about what you do as a successor trustee to a revocable trust. Most kinds of trusts that people prepare, at least the foundational kind that they have in their life, are revocable. And when you have a trust like that, you're the trustee of the trust while you're alive. But when you die, what you've done is picked a successor trustee or a series of successor trustees to take over for you. And so this is about what do you do as a successor trustee when you have to administer somebody's trust. The first thing is it's really important to understand the role. You want to review the trust document and really understand what it says and how it works. That involves understanding the grantor's intentions. That's the person who made the trust. What was their intentions? Who are the beneficiaries and what are the assets? That's really what you want to know. It's very common to seek legal help when you are a successor trustee. You may not need to turn the whole thing over to an attorney, but just getting some direction on what the tasks are that you need to do and how you need to do them can be really helpful. There are administrative duties required of a successor trustee that include the following. You need to have a certification of trust that verifies your authority to act for the trust. You want to obtain multiple copies of a certified death certificate. Ideally get 10, 15 copies because you're going to need a lot in doing your duties as trustee. You need to notify the beneficiaries that the grantor has passed away. You need to inventory and value the assets. That means make a list of all the assets, and you also need to make a list of all the debts, all of the creditors that are owed. You're responsible for protecting the assets, making sure that they're taken care of before they're distributed. And you're also responsible for managing them, handling them prudently. This may involve continuing the grantor's investment strategy. It may require something else, depending on the circumstances. As successor trustee, you have financial responsibilities, including filing taxes for the deceased, and you also may need to file tax returns for the trust. You want to prepare and maintain records. Ultimately, you're going to have to be doing an accounting of everything that's happened with the assets in the trust. Once all taxes are paid and debts are settled, you can distribute the assets to the beneficiaries in the trust. And if there are sub-trusts, you'll need to direct assets to those new trusts as well. It's important to have regular communication with the beneficiaries so that everybody understands what's going on. This really helps to maintain relationships and to keep people from becoming upset. In closing out the trust, you have to do a final accounting and execute various documents to make sure that the assets are transferred properly. As a successor trustee, you are to act in the beneficiary's best interest. You owe them that duty. You want to make sure that you keep trust assets separate from your own assets. That's very important. And you need to follow the various laws of the jurisdiction where the trust is located. So a successor trustee has a multifaceted role. It's legal, it's financial, and it's ethical. Being a successor trustee involves a lot of steps, but it's not particularly complicated. If you'd like to chat more about it, please give me a call.